Heyo, how you guys doing? It's good to see you. Welcome to Tuesday. It feels like a Monday, and I can't figure out why, but welcome to the show. We have had another surge of subscriptions on the channel. We're at 3,977. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for all of you who have subscribed. And if you're just cruising by, if you're just swinging by, the algorithm sent you here, or maybe you're sitting back going, he tweets this channel a lot. I should check it out. Please do consider clicking on the like button if you like the videos we do, because we do this 5 nights a week. I don't stop until you have had a good RPG experience. But also click the subscribe button and the bell icon. Those are very, very helpful tools for me. And of course, tonight's live stream is brought to you by Hellebarde Games. Hellebarde publishes the modules they'd like to play with offerings for OSR, Castles and Crusades, and 5th edition. No matter what rules are in use, old school gaming is at the table. You can grab Hellebarde modules on DriveThruRPG or directly from their website at hellebardegames.com. We love us some Hellebarde games around the Delver's Dungeon Studio. So, Gaiden, this is old school. Old school. Lake Geneva, 74. But anyway, Dungeon Minister, you're on Pop-Up Patrol tonight. Aren't you always, though? Aren't you always? By the way, friend Arenos, if you are not subscribed to the Dungeon Minister, please go subscribe to the Dungeon Minister. He has a wonderful YouTube channel. He regales every week with stories from his tabletop game. His retellings are excellent, and occasionally he has some wonderful guest voice actors on the show that you really should hear. So please, please stop by. Some people were asking pre live stream what these are. These are mission patches for all of the Apollo missions. I should clarify the manned Apollo missions. There were test articles. So if you wonder what happened to Apollo 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, those were actually test shots. Some of them were literally just taking a capsule, bolting it onto a single stage booster, and firing it just a few thousand feet up in the air to test the escape tower. Things like that. The unmanned missions are not given mission patches, but these are all mission patches. They're not genuine. I mean, they're not genuine in the sense that they were worn by astronauts or meant to be worn by astronauts. They're still made by NASA, and they were made by the same people that made the mission patches. It's just that they sell them through their gift center at the Kennedy Space Center the KSC Spaceflight Complex Visitor Center. I know that I can speak English. I promise you I can. And if I get lost, please, my name is the Dungeon Delver. Please find an adult. Find an adult. Also, you can support us on Patreon and Subscribe Star, PayPal Direct, or just buy me a coffee if you want to do that. But anyways, it's wonderful to see you all. When did I add the Blade Runner soundtrack to the monitor? The other day, I was cleaning out my car, which we are trading in, and I didn't want to forget it. So I just brought it in and set it on top of... actually, it's the Swords and Wizardry box. Holds it just perfectly right there. Dave Mills, greetings. Good to see you. Wasteland Sniper just subscribed. Great content and looking forward to seeing some. Thank you, Wasteland Sniper. Welcome to the fold. So, Anyway, I was a little busy today. And normally, like the short form videos, which I'm going to be honest, I know has brought a lot of you people to the channel, the bulk of you people. Let me tell you something. Since January 17th, which is not that long ago, okay, that's like 3 weeks ago. Since January 17th, I've gone from a middle and crawl up into 1,500 subs to almost 4,000. So I've added nearly 2,500 subscribers in a really short period of time. But a lot of you folks have come by, so you may not know 100% exactly what we do around here. You may not have picked up on that. I am primarily an old school D&D aficionado. Old RPGs and war games are what thrill me, which is not to say new stuff isn't grand. Okay, there's a lot of new stuff that people are doing that's very exciting. For example, Tales from the Loop, the RPG, is a joyful thing. I love running Tales from the Loop. I can be dark and gritty and portray an ugly opium smoke and wine and blood soaked AD&D world. But to run Tales from the Loop, which is for me like a brand new game, it's very uplifting because it's all the best parts of Stranger Things and a bright future, but with dark shadows lurking around the corner. So I love that game. KCC, Tales from the Loop is fantastic. We play AD&D. That's what we do. But anyway, sometimes the stuff from the daily shorts that I've been doing does tend to seep into the live stream. And to that, allow me to address something. So last night, the executive producer of D&D, which I didn't like, how is that a thing? How are you the executive producer? It's a tabletop role-playing game, guys. You know, you got a team of 30 or 40, a design team. How are you going to have a good RPG out of that? Hello, Wisconsin! Sorry, I just had to throw that out there for Zenithane X. Ardu, comment for the first time on the new video about the Kyle Brink interview. Yes, the Kyle Brink interview. So I just want to make sure that you got that folks understand. Not justifying what Kyle Brink said. All right. It was terrible. It was terrible. I just felt like there was maybe that left unsaid, and I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Michael Connor, unbreaded. Ardu, you have your view about it. Billy Bennett calling in from Kansas. Hello, Kansas, breadbasket of America. We love our Midwesterners here on the show. Viking, hey everybody, that is my co-host, Kyle Schuant. He and I make the Earth sandwich that is the Delver's Dungeon live stream show. Kyle is awesome, and a lot of what I am able to do here is because of Kyle. He runs a kick-ass game. Chicagolander, Cincy-Cago represent. That's my buddy Volcano God. And Ardu, it's I mean, again, I don't want to cross the streams, right? You know, it's like the news videos that I do during the day, the short form videos that I do during the day and the live streams are like, I don't do those to wind people up, but I don't really think that. I do feel the way that I say that I feel about those videos. Oh, stop rubbing it in, Kennick. I will have, I swear, young lady, the next mutation that 4077 gets, it'll be awful. Puget Sound, Mark is all the way out in Washington State. You're about as far from me as you can be and still be in the CONUS. Patagonia at the other end of the map. And you know that Safi, honey, you should know by now the only reason I roll dice is because I like the sound it makes on the table. You think I pay attention to the numbers? A tail would be a blessing. Pointing out the forward of the 78 PHB was such a great point. You're welcome, a Muppet. You're welcome. That is one of the best things. That is one of the best things. Do you guys know what a Muppet's talking about? Does anyone out there who's listening, you folks who are just kind of swinging it, Ardu from Brazil, old school greeting. Jorge, I think I told you about my buddy that found a softback player's handbook in like a 1E player's handbook softback in Chile, but he didn't buy it, and I wish he had. How do you join our Discord? I will put the invite link up in the chat real quick, because that permalink thing has been broken for so long. So if y'all want to join the Discord, Montana, our thoughts and prayers are with the Montanans who were recently spied on by the Chi-Coms. Yeah, I'll give her a tail and then turn her skin red and give her horns. And then life leech, and then you know what 4077 is. I'm not going to do that. That's weird. A what back? A softback, a paperback. But anyway, the PHB intro. Now, one thing I do, because someone was lauding me. They were actually posting it at Kyle What's His Face, but someone was lauding me, saying that I had having done it, but they attributed it to Gary. But 4077 is on the Grammys. Yeah, did your skin crawl too, Dungeon Minister? I've seen like a 30-second clip, and it made me want to go live in the woods in a cabin where no one would ever hear from me again. So where in Brazil are you, Ardu? I want to know. Hang on a second. Because I'm going to beat on this bully pulpit a little bit, boys and girls. And I'm going to read you guys something. Real deal right here. This isn't a green screen. This is not a cardboard and plaster prop. This is my gaming shelf behind me. I reach there and I get books off to use to reference in my games. Sao Paulo. That's awesome. But this was written by Mike Carr. But Gary Gygax himself approved of all the content in this book. So listen up. Attend. Players, players, and more players. That's what comprises the D&D phenomena. And phenomenal is what it is as the audience for this, the granddaddy of all role-playing games, continues to expand. D&D players happily come in all shapes and sizes, and even a fair number of women are counted among those who regularly play the game, making Dungeons & Dragons somewhat special in this regard. This widespread appeal cuts across many boundaries of interest and background, which means that D&D players are marked by a wide range of, now brace yourselves, ladies, lean in close to your men. Men, lean in close to your ladies. Are you sitting down? Are your shoes off? Because your socks are about to get blown right through them. A wide range of diversity. In fact, one could easily use the analogy that there are as many types of D&D players as there are D&D monsters. After that, draw your own conclusions. There are unquestionably fast players, slow players, clever players, foolish players, cautious players, reckless players, generous players, greedy players, friendly players, and obnoxious players. As, here's that word again, diverse as this melange of enthusiasts is, they all seem to share one commonality, a real love for Dungeons & Dragons and a devotion that few games can claim. This remarkable loyalty is a great factor in the game's explosion of popularity, and Dungeons & Dragons has become a gaming cult as avid D&Ders have ceaselessly spread the gospel, enrolling new players in expanding groups which just seem to grow and grow. If you're reading this, then you're a D&D player, and this book is for you. Now, I want to stop on that sentence. I don't usually include it when I read this and quote this to point out that the game and its fans have always been diverse. But I want to read this right now again. If you're reading this, then you're a D&D player, and this book is for you. We have established that D&D players are diverse and come from all over the place. Now we've established that you're a D&D player, that you're one of that group. And this book, part of the D&D rule set, is for you. There's no gatekeeping here. All Mike Carr references is you being a D&D player. That's it. That's it. This is the second release of the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons series, and it is designed to be a player's book in every respect, giving you all the background you require on the game system, as well as the information you'll need to go adventuring. Although this book does not stand alone in terms of supplying all information needed to undertake a campaign, it will complement the other two parts of the whole, the previously released Monster Manual and the upcoming Dungeon Master's Guide, to provide the entirety of what will be Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, along with a greatly expanded version of gods, demigods, and heroes, which will follow. Now, does that sound divisive to you? Does that sound like Mike Carr was writing some kind of manifesto of exclusion? You're D&D players. I'm a D&D player. Well, this D&D anyway. This is what I love. All right? And I've never pushed anyone out of it. I've never said the faster you people leave, the better the game will be. I didn't say that. A representative of Wizards of the Coast said that today. So ask yourself, who's the real gatekeeper? Who's really out there being exclusionary and trying to divide our community? Who's the real divisive individual in this conversation? Because it's not me, and it's not you, and it's not the people who wrote this book with Gary Gygax. It's not. That's why I got rid of my 5th edition stuff. I won't own books by people who try to divide people and spread hate. Keg Crusher 04, good to see you. Kyle, you take that name from him. Thank you, Prophet of Beans. Just D&D and then 2nd edition. Well, I think you'll find, Ardu, when you join us playing 1st edition advanced D&D, you brought your dice, didn't you? You have a miniature. Did you bring snacks? Kyle, did you let Ardu in without asking if you brought snacks? Kyle, what do I pay you for? Anyway, do you guys see what I have to work with here? No, I think you'll find if you come from a background of 2nd edition AD&D, 1st edition AD&D, it is, you're going to have a lot of fun reading about it. Raven Wolfgar, there's the man. See, that's why we keep right there. That is why we keep Kyle sequestered in Australia. All right. And we keep the island surrounded by great white sharks. Billy, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But Raven did it, by the way. Raven is the one who did it. Thank you, Raven, for that shout out on Twitter today to Kyle. Not this Kyle, the other Kyle. Because that guy, I tell you what, Kyle's on the brink. Nadine says 3.5 is actually playable if the DM bans some things. I've said it before. I have played lots of 3rd edition. Back in the early 2000s, I played lots of 3 because that's what my friends wanted to play. And we did fine. No, thank you, Raven. Don't thank me. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. And by broken stuff, Nadine, do you mean things like the peasant railgun? Look, I have to admit, the peasant railgun and Pun Pun the Monk, even though they require like bad rules interpretations and deliberately ignoring common sense rules, are pretty freaking funny. If you don't know what the peasant railgun is, the peasant railgun is a concept whereby handing something to someone it takes no time, basically. So if you line up 100 peasants and you give one at the back of the line a dowel and have him hand it to the peasant in front of him, every one of them is adding a little bit of energy. By the time the 100th peasant throws it, the dowel has built up, and I can't remember what the measurements of the dowel are, but it has built up enough energy that it is moving at a significant percentage of the speed of light. And by the time they throw it, it'll like punch a hole through 10 Tarasques or something like that. Thank you, Raven. Thank you very much. Sons of Gygax, Greyhawk Originals. Speaking of actual, tell me, those of you who are better at the words talking thing, the sound mouth things, I know Scion is basically, it's an Old English or Old Germanic for son, right? Like the male heir. What is it just children? Like, would you be a female scion and a male scion, or is there one for women and men separately? But we had we had a live stream. Was it last Thursday? No, it wasn't last Thursday. It was 2 weeks ago this Thursday. We had Heidi Gygax and her fiance Eric Garland were on, and they have this Kickstarter going for an adventure module. And you are wrong, Nadine, but that's okay. That's okay. No, Heidi Gygax was here, and she and her husband have this module that they're doing that originally started as wedding gifts, because they're like gifts to their wedding guests. But they decided to publish this, and so it's coming. It's coming out in a few weeks, and the Kickstarter was going, and they met the Kickstarter goal, the first Kickstarter goal, while they were live streaming on the show, and that was kind of wonderful. And it's like they've been hitting all of their goals. It's been fantastic. I bought in. Let me see if I can real quick pull that link up. Here we go. I'm gonna throw this link at you, and if you want to back it's Old French. Okay, it's Old French. Thank you, Raven. I figure Raven would know. See this. I have the smartest audience in TTRPG YouTube audiences. I'm just that lucky. Granted, that's kind of a narrow range. That's like smartest YouTube audience, smartest TTRPG audience, smartest TTRPG audience on YouTube that watches live streams. So you see where that narrows right down. But anyway, yeah, you can check that out. That funded while they were on the stream, and it was pretty cool. And it's neat that his scion has carried the torch forward. I backed it, and then Lightmane, amongst others, on the Discord, scraped up money in their S&H green stamps and rolled pennies and took their silver certificate dollars and bundled them up and bought the backer level where you can name an NPC, and then gifted it to me. So now I get to name an NPC in the module. So I'm excited about that. And you guys are awesome. So that was a very cool thing. That was a very cool thing. Well, Dungeon Minister, are we talking about 2009 Battlestar Galactica or 1978 Battlestar Galactica? I like them both. They have their own different merits, but I tell you what, there is some disco sci-fi in that 1978 BSG. Not as much disco sci-fi as there is in Buck Rogers in the 25th century from the same era. Woo, boy, was there some disco sci-fi in that. And I did that meet. I got the extras, the extra physical stuff. Man, when I was a kid, I wanted one of those things that let you talk like a Cylon so bad, without understanding that those vocoders were hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Now it's like a free app you can download to your computer. I have seen about 5 minutes of Dogma, enough to know that I wouldn't like it. Like to see any more of it. Dark Star is a lot of fun. Dark Star is also the prototype for the movie Alien, When Buck Rogers danced with a princess, yes. When Buck Rogers danced with a princess, when they had roller disco on the show, yes, they had roller disco dancing on Buck Rogers. You know, both of my parents have passed away. If I could fix any one thing that I did as a youth, it would be apologize to them for insisting we watch Buck Rogers in the 25th century. If I'm up for it, of course I'll be up for it. That's right. Tomorrow night, folks, look, if you're new, if you're straight out of your packaging, if you've just been unwrapped, if you are new here, we do this thing on Wednesday nights where I basically shut up for a nice long portion and I let Kyle do some game mastering. And Kyle, back just before we hit the holiday break, ran a fantastic classic Traveler live campaign right here on the show, and it was loads of fun. So that's returning, and he has titled it "The Void." The Void. And of course, it is like classic science fiction, like 2001: A Space Odyssey, Tarkovsky's Stalker, Solaris, Interstellar. You know, we all sit around and ponder our place in the universe and really consider the awesome spectacle of an infinite and uncaring vacuum of space and intelligences that we can never fully. I'm just kidding with you guys. We are murder hobos with a stolen spaceship. Kit was a Cylon. You don't trust anything with sweeping red eye. Absolutely. Peace be well, Dungeon Minister. We'll see you around. So, and Kyle has assembled a playlist too if you want to watch all the previous episodes, but that's like 36 hours of video. I completely understand. If you just kind of skim through it for the funnies. We should do like a super cut of that one day, Kyle. Just sit down and just go through and put together like 30 minutes of ridiculous moments. But oh my gosh, we're at 39.79 on the old Viewtronic there, guys. Thank you all so much for subscribing. I really, really appreciate it, guys. That is really, really fantastic. You're cackling. Is that cackling? Is that an A? Okay, that's an A. That's cackling. Just wanted to make sure. Yeah, supercut would be a lot of work. 30-minute outtakes. The whole show is outtakes. The whole live stream is outtakes. Bloopers and funny stuff. That's all we do. It would be like any of you guys who are familiar with a streamer called Soviet Womble. He and his group played a campaign of Arma, which is a multiplayer first-person shooter, military, very, very realistic. But it's basically our Traveler campaign. They were playing Insurgency, where they played a bunch of rebels with a tiny bit of U.S. backing fighting a Soviet invasion of their unnamed island-based Eastern European country. And oh my God, some of the episodes are a scream. They're an absolute scream. His stuff is great. Shanking baddies in a Roach Hotel bathtub. Yeah, that was the Motel 6 shootout in a hall with stabbing and throat cutting and shotgun blasts and pistol fire and everything else. That was our Quentin Tarantino moment right there. That was just like, you know, that could have happened in Miami in 1981. That did not have to have space trappings. Did not have to have space trappings. It was a hot mess. Makes Locke's talking to the end scene of Taxi Driver. Yes. John Wick. Yes. Less horror, but about the same amount of gore, Raven. So that's what you get tomorrow night. You get more of that tomorrow night, guys. Aren't you excited? And then listen, a bit of a surprise for Thursday. Let me ask you this. I put it to you guys. See, this is how I do, okay? I don't just decide things. I decide to decide things, but you guys decide things. And in fact, I will put up a poll that will last a couple of days. Although if it does, you really should contact a physician. Anyway, I will put up a poll that lasts a couple of days. And if you guys want it, Thursday, it'll take a while. It'll take a good 90 minutes to do, but I will set up the maps and everything. Thursday, we will do a demo. Listen, we will do a demo of Space Hulk 2nd Edition. We will play Self-Unalive Mission 1. If you guys would like to see that, Bruce O'Malley, greetings, good to see you. If that's something you guys want to see, Space Hulk 2nd Edition, the only reason not 3E is the rules are a little more complex and I don't have my 3rd edition miniatures painted. But I should be done painting them sometime in 2040. Yes. Cool. There's 40 of you. 4 have responded. 5 have responded. So 1/8 of you guys. 6, 7. Bruce, are you trying to say Dungeon Delvers? So if you're interested in seeing a live Let's Play of class, now it'll just be me against me. I have no vested interest in having the Deathwing Terminators or the Gene Stealers win. Greetings, Tonka Todd. So that's Thursday night. If I get a large outpouring of folks that want to see that demoed, because, and guys, it is not, let me be 100% clear, any way an endorsement of Games Workshop. First of all, you can't buy Space Hulk anymore, and they're probably never going to make Space Hulk again. They might release a module pack for Kill Team that essentially has add-on rules and stuff like that. You're never going to get the pure Space Hulk experience unless you get a copy of the rules and some miniatures. And you can use meeples, 3D printed miniatures, I don't care, with which to play you some Space Hulk. Umbral wants Space Hulk. Michael Connor wants Space Hulk. I think we're up to like 10 now, 10 or 11 people. So like a quarter of you guys seem to want Space Hulk. But yeah, now if you're, again, it's not an endorsement of GW. GW can chain themselves bodily to the corporate corpus of Hasbro and jump into a lake together. A cold, shallow lake where they sit there and shiver and are miserable, to be certain. Collecting Chaos, if it isn't Deathwing versus Gene Stealers, as far as you're concerned, it isn't Space Hulk. King on the Mountain, good to see you. That's King on strong on his mountain. King laughs at the 4 winds. Zenthane X, it was the best thing that GW has ever done 40K related. The best thing. AI lobotomies for the crew tomorrow. Could be. Could be. There's going to be miniatures. There's going to be tiles. There's going to be all kinds of fun tomorrow, guys. I think you're going to, or not tomorrow. I'm sorry, not tomorrow. Thursday. I don't know. Maybe Kyle will have miniatures in his game. I have to, speaking of miniatures and tiles and stuff in somebody's role-playing game, I have to laugh at this. So we do a show once a week. I do a show once a week. Tales of Tabletop Triumph. Maybe you've seen it. Go watch an episode or 3. There's 4 in the channel. They're good. You should watch them. I'm asking you nicely. Please go watch an episode of Tales of Tabletop Triumph or watch them all. They're short. They're only like 7 or 8 minutes. But Tales of Tabletop Triumph is it's a show that pushes back against the tide of negativity. Now, look, let me be completely honest. The guys who do D&D cringe stories on YouTube do a bang-up job. A lot of them got graphics and music, and they do way better than I do. Couple things. Cringe stories are a renewable resource, but they tend to use them so quickly that you can hear the same story from 4 different readers. My wife's paladin was being hit on by the party's thief. This story is of my wife, her paladin character, and how the thief wouldn't stop hitting her, and just on and on down the line. And I want to push the positive. Okay, those are all negative stories. How many of those stories end with "and I never played D&D again"? I just stick with computer games because I'm not going to get harassed, humiliated, stalked, attacked, whatever, And that's a shame. That is a shame. So I said, why don't I go the other way? Why don't I go the other way? I will put together a series of stories about tabletop gaming that are truly wonderful and positive. And so I just started collecting stories like that. And you can go to our Discord. We have a whole subsection where you can submit a story, and then I'll read it on the air. You don't even have to look at my face. You can just listen to them. And with that said, I got to talking about board games. I told you that story so I could tell you this story. I thought this was kind of hilarious. Bunch of D&D players, that their regular D&DM, I don't know if he got burnout, if he was going to be away for a long time, if the rotating seat got around, but they had a player who constantly nattered them about, can't we just hang out and play board games? Now, up until 8 or 10 years ago, if you said, can we play a board game, to me, I figured you meant Sorry, Parcheesi, Monopoly, Life. But no, I mean, there's Rail Barons, Catan, something, Apples or the other. I don't know. Just so many Euro board games. And they kept saying, no, dude, we're going to play D&D. We're going to play D&D. And finally, the screw turned. And it came around to this guy's turn to run a D&D game. And so they're sitting there and they have their characters and they say, okay, you enter the first room. There is a table in the middle of the room. Okay, all right, we examine the table. All right, when you come forward to examine the table, you hear a boom as the door behind you shuts. There's no other way out of the room. And a voice intones, To solve the puzzle to allow you to leave the room, you must complete the game on the table in front of you. And the guy puts out a Settlers of Catan board and starts setting up the pieces. And they're like, what? Can't we just make some die rolls so our characters can figure? He's like, no, you have to actually play the game. So instead of playing D&D, he forced them to play Catan to be able to continue on with D&D, which by the time you're done playing Settlers of Catan, which, by the way, I have this much interest in ever playing, by the time they were done with that, evening was over. I don't know if that's brilliant or if that is an absolute asshole move. But that was something else. And again, I have no interest in ever playing Catan. So don't ask me. You know, a buddy of mine got the game, and this is before it got hugely popular. He was telling me about Catan, and I'm like, what are the combat phases like? You've told me about growing weed and trading with other hexes on the board and building roads and villages. What are the combat phases like? How do you resolve it when you move two armies into the same hex? And he's like, no, dude, you don't. That's not how it works. I was like, what do you mean? What is it like? Oh, is it like Blood Royale, which, by the way, I'm sorry, Space Hulk and Blood Royale are the only two things that GW ever did that were good. So I was like, is it like Blood Royale where you just kind of move like stacks of counters back away based on attack and defense? And he's like, no. There is no attack. There is no defend. It's just you're trading and building up your villages and settlements and towns into castles and that. And I was just like, call me when somebody invents cybernetic death bots of Catan. Call me when somebody creates powered armor infantry of Catan. When somebody invents, Catan Fulda Gap edition. 1942 Guadal Catan. That's what I want to hear about. Settlers of Kitten. I would get in trouble for going down that avenue of discussion any further. GW Games Workshop King. Games Workshop. But the game, do I have it here? Is it down here where I can get it? It is. But will it cause stuff to fall? It will. But I'm gonna pull it out anyway. This is a marvelous game. I lucked out. I found this one for about $50, like $65 shipped. Blood Royale is an absolutely fantastic game from Games Workshop. And unlike every other offering from Games Workshop, it is historical. I don't mean Blood Bowl, I mean Blood Royale. Blood Royale is just a great one. Invaders of Catan, there you go. We'll keep it simple. You don't have to have tanks or just Invaders of Catan. Star Wars Electronic Battleship. I remember you showing that off on one of the Christmas shows we did. Horror over Catan. Yeah. I need non-Euclidean formulae and horrible spell books. I can trade you 1,000,000 sacrifices for that. See, that I would play that. You don't lose terrain, you lose sand. It came from Rail Barons. The apples out of space. Septagons, not hexes. There you go. How do you fit them together? You don't. Nuclear war along with its upgrades. Yes. Kittens are amazing, Wasteland. They truly are. But anyway, so yeah, tomorrow night, you do if you know how. Anyway, so tomorrow night, why is my phone ringing at me? I thought I put it on silent. Spam risk. Ain't answering that. But anyway, so tomorrow night we are playing The Void, which is our ongoing, for the time being, Traveler campaign that Kyle Schulant is running. Thursday night, it looks like the votes are in that you guys want to play. Not play. Obviously, I would love to have you over here. No, that wasn't Bubblegum Crisis music. That was just my generic jingle on my phone. I have Ogre, Michael Connor. I have the Ogre. I have some Ogre expansions. I have the Ziploc bag Ogre re-release that Steve Jackson Games did. And I have, courtesy of Volcano God, I have the Ogre boxed set. Not boxed as in, it's basically all of the stuff that you could have gotten from Steve Jackson Games and Space Gamer, Fantasy Gamer. But they shipped it out in a cardboard box. And it's just like this generic white cardboard box with the Ogre logo slapped on it. And inside are the old 70s and early 80s style Ogre click cases and stuff like that. I've heard of Max Sabbath, but I've never seen them. So we will be, anyway, yes. So Space Hulk, let's play Space Hulk on Thursday night, which, to be honest, we will probably jump straight into the Let's Play Space Hulk and not worry about a preamble ramble. If I do a preamble, yes, Ogre from Origin from 1986. I actually have a little gift that came in the box. And the nice thing about Ogre that I had for my C64, and I almost forgot, Friday night we'll have a preamble ramble. Thursday, if we do a preamble ramble, it will be to introduce you guys to the scenario in the background of Space Hulk. Friday night, starting at 9 o'clock. The show will start at 8 like this one does, and then at 9 o'clock we will play some classic Gamma World. We have a wonderful group who plays Gamma World with us. But anyway, so Ogre on my Commodore 64 from Origin Systems, they got the rights to do the Steve Jackson game. They also did an auto duel game. But Ogre had pull down context menus and stuff like that. It had basically a user interface like a GUI computer. I had a proportional mouse, the 1531 tank mouse from Commodore. So I just loaded up that mouse driver wedge and then loaded Ogre. So I played Ogre with a mouse on my C64 back in the day. I felt highfalutin. Space Hulk is a tactical board game where one opponent controls xenomorphs, like aliens. When they went into the atmosphere processor in Aliens, One player plays the aliens, one player plays the Terminator Marines of Warhammer 40,000 lore. And they have a mission. Sometimes it is to go into a room and retrieve an artifact, an ancient piece of technology, intel information, rescue colonists on a ship before they get infected by the gene stealers, put down cylinders of poison gas to blow poison gas to the Space Hulk to exterminate gene stealers and so on. So, of course, the Space Marines get firearms. The gene stealers are without number, and they have a lot more movement options. But again, the Marines get things like flamethrowers and their mighty storm bolters. So that is what that's like. We're getting ready to start here. I'm waiting on a couple more players, and then we're going to roll on in. We are without Mark, who until recently was playing Abner. Thank you, Board Game 55. I'm glad you like the content. So we are waiting on Doom Sword to step into the chat. And as soon as he rolls in, me too, Prophet. Gene Stealers! As soon as he rolls in, we'll get going here. And we left on a cliffhanger last week because well, last week before last. Abner sat down in a chair, on the bottom of which was a colony of yellow mold fungus. And he failed his save versus poison and was choked. And fell over. Thud. So now, him being dead and the party being too far away for a cure disease and a raise dead spell to raise him back up, we have to see if the prayers to the various gods will have any effect in restoring Abner back to the land of the living. Billy Bennett, I am glad you asked that question. So there's a few different options. 0 can equal dead. Alternately, if a character is brought to -3 with a single blow, then they die. Or if they're brought to 0, -1, or -2, they're unconscious and bleeding out and then perish at -10 unless they receive some aid of some kind. The Death's Door rule. Exactly, Slade Wilson. Exactly. Gold star for Slade Wilson and a gold star for, who was that? Billy Bennett. Good question and good assistance. That's okay, Slade. It ain't the years, it's the miles. So it looks like we have all of our returning players tonight are in the green room. I'm just going to give one more quick look here. We get a few seconds. Guys, we're at 3981. We are 19 subscriptions short of 4,000. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so very, very much. I don't know when this roller coaster ride is going to end. I don't know when things are going to grind to a halt, and a few people are coming by every now and again to see my actual role-playing game content instead of Wizards did this wrong, Wizards did that wrong, the community reacts, the industry reacts. But be that as it may, I'm going to enjoy the ride. Thank you, Sausage Toes. I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who comes by And for now, I appreciate my players, and let me welcome them to the stream. Everyone, say hello to Doomsword Deathmaster as Turgo.
What's up?
Put a cork in it.
What's up, Peanut Gallery?
TK421, why aren't you at your post?
I can leave.
That's quite all right. Stay at your post. All right, so last session, I keep doing that. Last week was a bit of a bust for yours truly. Last session, Abner sat down on a chair that was laced along the bottom with yellow mold spores and triggered them. Fortunately, both Turgo and TK were able to avoid the noxious mold spores. But alas, Abner was not. And he fell victim, therefore, to the deadly yellow mold. Dragging his body out, prayers were uplifted to the gods to restore their fallen friend. But it was not to be. Abner has fallen. His spirit, his soul, rests in the great beyond. And when Mark returns, he will return with a new character, a monk, I'm told. Hey, he's a monk. People say he'll monk around. But tonight, he's too busy hanging out to bring his new character down. All right. So, adventurers, setting aside the form of your fallen friend,
so
what do you wish to do now?
Question with that, actually, was that did the raise dead and the remove disease have to happen? Because could you not just cast remove disease and then raise him later?
I went searching high and far for wisdom upon that very subject, my friend, and as it happens, given this particularly noxious form of death, they must occur simultaneously. They are intertwined.
Okay. I figured I'd try. Okay, so, gents, before he starts sprouting yellow mold, what are we doing with Abner's possessions?
Well, has anyone looked through them?
I know he had a ring of warmth and a periapt of health or something. So the answer is no.
Something like that.
I have not.
Well, I've had conversations with Abner in the past, and I believe that he keeps in his possession a last will and testament.
Oh, God. And let me guess, it all says it goes to Turgo, right?
You can have
I assure you, I did not forge such a document.
I wouldn't believe you in
TK,
saying yes,
who I
no.
must have mentioned in my
Well, he paid me to keep it secret, to keep it safe.
Uh-huh.
How about this? I believe you'll find it on the second belt pouch on his left hip.
Well, I don't believe it's there. I don't believe it's not there. That's not my point. My point is the role we have in Let me put it this way: if everything goes to him, I'm casting Speak with Dead, whether or not the paladin likes
it. Do as you may, but I believe his valet Stuart, that was his name, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, I believe he knows well Abner's affairs.
Absolutely. So I'm going to tie a rope around Abner's boots and proceed to drag him at arm's length. Well, actually, no. Let's make a stretcher at least. Cork, can you give me a hand here? I tie a rope at one end, you tie a rope at the other, and let's yeah, thanks. Let's carry him out of this hole.
Okay.
Now, I will point out regarding the yellow mold that until he starts sprouting the caps, basically he's just covered with a fine yellow mold dust in his lungs.
Correct.
So
It still doesn't mean I want to touch him.
I understand. So you're going to take Abner out for a few beers?
Weekend at Abner's.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, once we drag him back, let's see what the will has to say. Also, in trolling through our chat, if Mark did post one, I have not seen it.
I remember seeing a will or something in there.
I remember him.
Yeah, it's up. It's pretty long and pretty
Boring.
detailed,
Yeah.
impressive. Well, yeah, but it was pretty impressive.
It's in the chat.
Okay, word. Let's see. Oh, it's not in our chat. It's in the other.
No, yeah, it's in the AD&D players chat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I'm not finding it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that would explain a lot.
He posted a list of all his belongings, and then right under that.
Yeah,
the will.
that, yeah.
And alas, Mark himself was feeling a little under the weather, so he got a touch of yellow mold himself, perhaps. Greetings, Anon. Hello.
So what do we want to do with his retainers?
Oh.
Well, I suppose we could send them back to handle his estate.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them were protective to he himself. Unless one of them stood out in combat. Most of them were behind me, rather than in front where they belong.
So it sounds like here he's talking about repaying debts, but he makes no mention of magic items.
Let's see.
Is Abner's bodyguard will be awarded 100 GP and all equipment bestowed to her, blah, blah, blah.
I'm guessing that it falls under the all remaining belongings and monies are to be given to the surviving members of his adventuring party.
Yeah, I guess that falls under that clause. Because there was a ring of warmth in there. There was a...
He's got ring of protection +1, a ring of warmth,
yeah.
periaptive health.
What does the periaptive health do specifically?
The periaptive health, I believe, is immunity to disease, but let me look that up. Don't quote me on that. Periaptive health. This gem appears exactly the same as a periaptive felt rotting, but the possessor will be immune from all diseases, save for that of the latter periapt, so long as he or she has it on his or her person.
Give to the thief.
Give to the thief.
I shall gladly retain this item.
Hey, if that way, if there's like some kind of, rapid onset tetanus from that needle that goes shooting into your eye next time, you'll be fine. Blind, but fine.
Blindness is but an obstacle.
It's not that bad.
He's got a potion of levitation, a potion of healing, and a potion of polymorph self on him.
I'm going to take that potion of levitation in case I fall into another hole.
It's a good idea.
Can you fly? Yes, I can.
Well, not quite. That way, at least I can float my way out of the hole. And what about that ring of warmth?
As far as y'all figure out what you want, and then we can sell the rest because I don't really want any of it.
Does Turgo, would a ring of protection benefit you at all? Because it doesn't help with armor, like if you're wearing armor, right?
Right. I think that's right.
Yeah. And
Right, like it doesn't. Yeah, yeah,
the best person it would help would be you.
yeah. What does it do? I think it helps with saving throw, right? Even if you're wearing magical armor or something like that.
Yes, it will. Even if it does not add to defensive bonuses, you always get the saving throw bonus for it.
Oh, well.
Do you want the saving throw bonus? Mine, I have +4s for specific things. So.
Since he's out front all the time, he could probably use a little extra save and throw bonus.
Well, let me just tell you my saves because mine I think are pretty good, and then decide what to do with it, or we can hang on to it for somebody else joining, right? But I got 12, 11, 12, 15, 13.
You
And
can
they're
always
pretty
use one
good.
better. I mean,
yeah.
True.
I have 9, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Right.
+4s to 3 of those. So
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I could wear that for now, and I'm, out of character and stuff. I'm completely willing to give it up if.
exactly. Right. May as well for now because Paladin's got good saves. I'm all right.
Right.
yeah,
May
I
as
get
well
like
make
a
use
+2
of
to
it.
everything. So
Yeah, exactly. And that was the major magic items, right?
yeah, I think so.
I think. Who wants that potion of healing? I've still got one. Actually, I have both a potion of healing and a potion of greater healing still. I've been saving them.
Yeah, I have a push. I have one potion of healing. Presently.
I mean, I can carry it, I guess.
Yeah, Paladin?
That's fine.
Hey, what about his familiar? What has happened to that pseudo dragon?
Oh, yeah.
Did it
It's
disintegrate?
dead.
It's dead?
Failed its saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you
It was
do you
around his neck like a scarf, and
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to gut it and salt the inside.
okay.
It's got to be worth something, no doubt.
Well, if anything, we could
Perhaps.
at least stuff it. You know what I mean?
Jerky.
Yeah,
Jerk-
that's
Oh,
true as well.
I wasn't even gonna turn it into jerky. I was just gonna stuff it.
Oh,
who
okay.
doesn't want a stuffed pseudo dragon? Like,
It might be worth a lot to the correct curio shop.
Yeah, you never know.
right? It's dead, so
Yeah.
why not? I can't really turn it into a finger puppet, so.
That's a little big for that. About that long.
You
mean-
can wear it around your neck.
What are those? Marionettes. Let's
Oh,
do a
yeah.
marionette for the kids. But that got dark.
Yeah, I like it.
Says the paladin. Okay, so
I told you it's hard to think lawful good for 2 hours a week.
I know it's why I don't play lawful good very often. Well, I'll go ahead and mark down the 200 gold he owes me, and I guess we let his followers know and inform them that well, you want to come with us next time we go back to town. You don't have to stay. If you want to stay, feel free. We can guarantee you a paycheck. Stuart, I guarantee you'll have a better job taking care of us than you did him. We're a lot less high maintenance.
Well, we'll definitely accompany you back to Greyhawk. We'll wait here at least.
Yeah.
We'll talk it over, sir.
Absolutely.
Abner was an eccentric fellow, but he was not. He was generous with the pay, and he treated us fairly well.
Mm-hmm. Can't fault him for it. All right, so I guess let's rest for the rest of the day. Dig him a hole, get spells back, put him in the hole,
Diggy hole.
douse him in oil, burn him in the hole, and then bury him.
Alrighty. So you separate out his items and you go through that process. It's a solemn ceremony as you guys wish it to be. Does anyone wish to say any words over Fallen Abner?
While we're burning them, is like if we made s'mores, would we catch yellow mold?
I really don't know that corpse s'mores would be that tasty given the amount of hair and human fat.
I'm just throwing stuff out there.
I mean, I can make Abner get a last word in.
Well, that's true. If you do it when we's burning, it could be
Yeah.
I'm just saying he could, we can make him speak now, or he'll forever hold his bacon.
Alas, poor Abner, we knew ye well. Not as well as we would have liked.
You want me to save his head?
No, but I'll pour some wine on the ground for the fallen.
We can talk to him.
I'll be right back. You players continue to play. I just have to make a quick adjustment.
Okay. So as far as let's burn him, and if that's only just to stop a yellow mold colony for.
I get it. Yeah.
Right.
Normally I wouldn't burn the dead, but actually, but yeah, let's cover him back over, and that's about it.
Right.
I took what gold was off his person. Well, I took 200 gold. He owed you some, but I don't know how much else he had left in solvency. So.
Yeah, I think all that stuff, as far as I could tell, went to his hirelings as like a final bonus, and then his estate was going to be distributed by his valet or something like that. Yeah, I took the 350.
Yep. All right. So, what's the next plan? Going back down to floor 2?
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely not sit in any chairs.
Wasn't there a party thing on there too? Was he in charge of party funds?
Party funds, correct.
Oh
yeah. Who wants to write that down? That's 3334 gold pieces, 1 electrum, and 18 silver.
Which one of you's an accountant in your free time?
Not I.
Not me.
I guess I'm going to be handling mapping or whatever until he returns if he wants to do it. So I'll write that down.
Okay.
You said 3334 gold.
Yes.
1 electrum.
1 EP, and how much silver?
18, I believe.
18 silver, and that's just in the party fund.
Right, the banknote and the bank of Greyhawk.
That's cool.
All right.
Good. All right. So, all right. Well, then I guess we'll just. I'll prep my same loadout of spells. Now, last time I had my camp spells. This time I can pack. Something different if you want, but what are we thinking?
Well, I'm still in the chat. I see somebody in the chat had my idea of making yellow mold bombs. Let's weaponize them. I don't
know.
Combat was plentiful where we were.
Yeah. I mean, continual light. Prayer maybe, but. Yeah, I guess Glyph of Warding is probably still my best bet. By the by, I can create food and water now, so if we ever have to.
Oh yeah, I guess you probably do that in your downtime, huh? And we just store that stuff for a day or so
I
before
think
it
it only
spoils
lasts
and
for
eat it.
24 hours.
Right.
We that ghoul. I mean, cure disease would probably help. I mean, I can do it once, but we could maybe use another one because.
Absolutely. I can totally. So that's what I'll do then. I'll prep. I'll prep cure disease instead of cliff reporting then. All right. Otherwise, it's silence, three hold persons, and the rest is bless and cure light wounds. Would you like me to have a find traps on a find traps, resist fire, or anything like that? Turgo, slow poison, snake charm.
Slow poison is usually not a bad bet, assuming that we can't neutralize it some other way.
Well, as I say, slow's not really going to do a whole lot for you, but I'll prep it anyway.
To be clear, I don't intend to be poisoned.
Well, if you get
Probably
poisoned
didn't intend
now,
any stuff that happened to you. No.
if you get poisoned now after all we've given you, I'm just going to let you die.
I'm dead already.
We are not quite.
Once Abner expired, a piece of my soul flew away.
We are not quite the Musulman yet. All right. All right. So let's, I guess, mosey on. DM, are there any nighttime encounters? Does anything come to the smell of burning Abner?
No one's coming to the barbecue. I guess I should say the Abnarbecue.
There was blood upon the risers. There were brains upon the chute.
All right,
And just think, any one of us dies, we're going to be treated just as unceremoniously.
I
It's
won't
valid.
care.
And make sure to
Exactly.
burn me, okay? That's what I
Okay.
prefer.
I don't want yellow mold growing next to the house. I'm sorry.
All right.
I want
so
none of my signs of existence remaining on this earth.
I will pay a mage to disintegrate you.
Okay. Nothing comes to disturb your encampment there at the house at night. The next morning dawns clear and cold, and it is the I do not have my Greyhawk calendar in front of me. It is essentially the second week of January, the Greyhawk equivalent thereof.
Okay.
All right.
Digging out that soil had to have sucked. I guess we should have burned him first and then dug.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anybody
All
here
right.
dug prisoners before?
Or I could have drank a lot and like peed a soft spot or something. I don't know.
Okay, so the next morning, you begin your journey to the nearby ruins of Castle Greyhawk. Not the ruins of Castle Greyhawk, the module. Don't at me with that, anybody in the audience, please. This is my
Can we-
Castle Greyhawk. If you guys... I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, I was going to say, can we appreciate that we were all mourning Abner sitting in those same chairs that he died in?
Well, I mean, sure.
I just thought I'd point that out.
Wow.
Because we've got like 6 of them.
It's the same kind of chairs. All right.
Okay.
So you travel to Castle Greyhawk from your longhouse located near it. Are you how are you entering the dungeons?
Through the elevator. Does the house look the same? I presume it does.
The zombie
Yes.
house.
Okay. Is the chair back where it belongs?
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to take that chair out, stick it back out in front of the door where I did every other chair that never exploded.
Fine.
And now it's fine. Just to be
There's
safe,
a
we'll leave it out there for a few hours.
that's fine. There's a new pamphlet.
Oh boy. What does this one say?
Abner the Magician in Memoriam. Commoneer 540 to 580. He'll be missed. He was a fun guy.
Brutal.
I'll take one for Abner.
Yeah.
You can't deny Castle Greyhawk doesn't have a sense of humor built into whatever bizarreness, magical aura extends around it. Alrighty, so you're going down the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
22nd floor, you said? Okay. Door opens. Just a Tarrasque just has its mouth open against the outer door. No. Down the second floor, ding, doors slide open, and that is where, ladies and gentlemen, we transition to tabletop. Okay. Let me do the appropriate thing. Now, for those of you who are new to the live stream, I like to spice things up every now and again with a little bit of miniatures, a little bit of Dwarven Forge.
He likes to do, the thing.
The thing.
He likes to do the most of the thing.
I like to do a good amount of the thing. So, lights are on.
And no one's home.
Top view. And there we go. I will step over and adjust the camera. That's not a great angle.
It's a cute one.
Don't be obtuse.
Can I be an ordinal instead?
Is that a little better?
Is that a door to our right?
No, that is not. That is not a door. That is just a tile that is slightly askew.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess let's proceed to the front. Turgo, you're still in front, and the two of us behind. And do we bring any followers? Darwish, I guess.
Yeah, Darwish accompanies us.
And my dog.
Typically, he travels in the front rank as well, right?
Let's leave him in the back.
All right.
Okay, and I can tell you, viewers, and of course you adventurers also, that is going to get fairly difficult to see unless I adjust the camera almost immediately. So let me do that again, gang.
Cool. Right, so we'll keep Darwish in the back, guarding the rear, basically, watching out behind us. What other henchmen do we have down here? Any? Or is it just us four? Any hirelings?
Well, there were Leo and Nerm.
Right. I guess it's just us, huh?
Yeah. I don't have any henchmen, so yeah. Yet. I don't know if I'm going to ever
Right.
do that.
All right, so I guess I'll travel out of range of the light, and the Paladin and Sir Outlier traveling abreast in the front. Darwish watches the back.
Which way did we go last time? Did we go?
Well, we've gone a few ways. Fortunately, we found Abner's map on his body prior to burning it, of course. It seems to have some utility. I don't remember exactly where we were, but I can tell you that we have a number of areas to explore.
Yeah. Okay. I believe, by the way, Bill, I think her name was Clara, but I'm not sure.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you.
So we could still bring Leo and Nerm.
That's fine. We might need them.
Yeah. Yeah,
Probably
except
are gonna do
I figured we already were down here.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fine.
I mean, we could go back up and get them.
No.
Are we? Can we walk 3 abreast here, or is it just 2 abreast?
No, this is broad enough to walk 4 abreast in this 20-foot gallery you're in.
Okay, so you, Paladin, me, I guess, dog, and then yeah, we could actually all form as a front rank.
The Lollipop Guild.
Yep. Yeah. All right. I didn't think it was that wide. All right. Well, let's proceed on.
All right. We're gonna have to scrunch up when we get to the door anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you proficient with pole arms, Cork?
yes.
Ooh, excellent.
I did that just in case.
At least worst comes to worst, you can stab over my head. Hopefully not through my head. I feel like it's happened before.
Yeah, I think I remember watching those episodes. I think.
That was arguably the most ridiculous character death I've ever had.
Yeah, that was not cool.
This is 1E online physical play. That's right. We like to tart things up. So, Doomsword Turgo has moved here. The rest of the party is trailing behind here. You are just about out of their light sources range where you're at.
Okay, perfect, rather. As is usual, I'll attempt to move silently as I progress down these passageways, and hopefully we've got it down to where, I can pause, notice the light source behind me enough that they can see me, and continue moving when I reach junctions in the passageways, that sort of thing.
Okay.
I assume we've got this down pretty well by now.
Yeah. We should be good.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll move up toward that door, and yeah, I'll examine it. I guess we've been through it multiple times.
Yeah.
But I want to keep a couple feet off of it and see if I notice anything, at least with infravision regarding the door. If not, I suppose this is as good a time as any to pull out my collapsible 10-foot pole.
Okay. All right, you'll take a round or
stashing
two.
my other weapons. Okay.
Nothing terrible happens while you do that, and nothing on the door appears to radiate warm energy.
Okay. I'll go ahead and prod the couple or few floor tiles in front of the door.
Okay.
Seems solid.
Pardon, Bill, you
All right.
broke up.
No, I was just saying he taps the floor and nothing happens.
Okay. I'll move up to the door and
Okay.
I'll place my left hand on it.
All right.
Okay. I didn't get killed, so I'll put my ear up to the door and attempt to listen to it for a moment. Or
And
listen at it, rather.
Oh, come on. It's just the first door. Let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, next time we'll leave it open.
Spike it open.
That doesn't matter in this dungeon.
This is true.
That's true.
You could rip the sucker off the hinges. I have done that with doors, and guess what they've been replaced with? Brick walls.
It's called Castle Greyhawk, not Castle Restore This House.
Well, apparently, tell them that.
Flip this dungeon. Okay, so you listen at the door, and other than maybe a sound of faint chains rattling or moaning somewhere in the distance, you hear nothing.
Okay. This opens outwardly, right?
Wow.
I'll go ahead and open the door.
Okay. You want to go ahead and give me a open doors roll, please? Which I think for your character is a 1 or a 2.
He gets one shot.
I rolled a 6. Yeah, sorry. It was a 2. I rolled a 6. I was on mute. I guess I shoulder into it and nothing happens.
Okay. I mean, you can certainly try again.
Well, I think the other guys know it's time for the muscle.
And keeping in mind, we've been staring at you, stare at this door for the past 2 minutes. So
Sure.
Even my very patient self is going to just walk up and kick it in. That is a 5 on my 1 through 5 to open the door.
Okay.
So, thump. Go left or right?
Going left or right, gents?
Which way was the goal? Do you remember which way the goal was? Was it left?
To the left. The goal is to the left.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of the stuff we've done here has been to the left. There's
You wanna
plenty
go right
to
this
explore
time,
to
or
the
you wanna-
right. We could. There are a couple of passages, or at least one passage, and a door. It seems that we have not progressed beyond. Perhaps I'll lie. Do you see anything to the right?
Do I notice anything with stonework, etc.? As I'm gonna just go ahead and advance the party here, and I'll move out to the right and have a look around. About 60 feet.
Okay. The stonework here is all homogeneous. It doesn't look like there is new stonework that has been put in place relatively recently. Zeto called it, yes. I have a cat. The gray cat hairs get on my fog of war claws. Perhaps I should switch them to gray. I don't know. You guys let me know in the chat. But anyway, the stonework is homogeneous. Nothing of note there.
Alrighty. Proceed down another 60 feet and see what I see.
To your right?
Mm-hmm.
That is okay. So
Yeah, and I think in this case I'll stay close to him. Obviously, not trying to move silently.
Both having provision, so.
Exactly, and I think that's typically what we do when we want to, maintain some sort of aggressive stance. I'll put away the pole if that only takes a moment and draw my weapons.
Aggressive scouting.
Right.
Well, actually, can you leave the pole out? Because you can still tap.
Yeah, I can if that's what you prefer.
I mean, it beats one of us falling into a pit, or at least it decreases the chance of. So.
Okay. Yeah,
Tapping's
I'll leave the pole out. No, and neither are you, so it's probably not an issue, right?
Hey.
Okay. So turning right and looking 20 feet down the hallway, you see a door directly in front of you.
My dark vision didn't see the door before? ? Okay.
I'm sorry. Say what?
I was looking. I had first asked, what do I look down for the first 60 feet to my right? And you had said there were no changes. And then.
Sorry, my mistake. Door 20 feet down, otherwise the same. I thought when I said no changes, I was thinking you were still talking about the stonework itself. My mistake. Little communication breakdown on my part.
No, you're good. I was just like, wait a second. All right. You want me to open it, or do you want to listen first?
I'll leave that up to you this time. How about that, Master Dwarf?
Oh, you go listen. See if you hear anybody on the other side going, "Hey, let's kill him."
Very well. Give me a moment. I'll go up and listen to the at the door. I keep saying listen to the door. Yeah, it starts talking to you,
Door starts going. It is not a
Hi, Ron.
It does end a pseudopod from one ear to the next and then start drinking. So you do not hear anything through the door.
I'm going to lean behind the thief and go, "Hey, let's kill him." What'd you hear?
I could tell that was coming from behind. Thank you. There's nothing that I can hear, at least. It seems clear. I'd still be on guard.
Yep. Is it locked?
Does it appear to be locked?
Doesn't appear to be a locking mechanism, no.
Okay. It's a 1 on my to open doors roll.
All right, you force the door.
Just thump. I'm not going to be too rough with it if I don't have to be, but...
Okay. Yeah, it's just dragging it open. Well, I, the DM, can actually do it.
Okay, before the thief. Let's see. So you said there was something over here that we hadn't done yet?
This area is largely unexplored. I believe there's a passageway heading to the right, based on our vantage that we don't yet see, and a passageway to the left, and then it continues on for some distance in terms of the map, and from what I remember.
And did we explore the left one yet or not?
We have explored the left,
That's what I
but we
thought.
haven't finished it.
Okay.
There are a couple things there that we could potentially clean up, including whatever happened last time with the white. Remember,
that's
we
right.
beat a hasty retreat.
All right, let's check out what's to the right first. If I can procrastinate on those whites, I will.
Alrighty. Now, I will point out, my players are aware of this, but for the folks who are perhaps new to watching the stream, due to both time and space restrictions, I cannot fully model everything on this. This map covers a single sheet of 8.5 by 11 graph paper, which is a little bit bigger than my table and which is more Dwarven Forge than I have. So if you see something where it looks like the players are about to clip outside the map, I assure you there is something there, and we will just go to theater of the mind at that point, should they choose to explore beyond what I've rendered. But for the players, of course, they're aware of this. They know that they can continue beyond certain areas. There is no, invisible walls in my game. Well, I mean, there are invisible walls, but not in the sense of, we can clearly see we can go there, but you know what I'm saying.
Should we double back and close off the other areas, though? Or continue this way? I mean, from what I'm telling, and as far as I know, Abner's map is most true and most accurate and most recent. It seems there's a door and a passageway that we have yet to explore. I'm fine either way, however.
Well, let's go to the right first. See, it could just be a dead end.
It could, indeed.
If we go on and it's like what happened with those hobgoblins, then, sure. But we don't have to chase, a 3-mile tunnel or whatever.
So the party is heading this way?
Yeah, to the right.
Yep.
Should have full 60 feet of dark vision at this point. We're pretty far away from Cork, so he's the only one that needs light. Well, him and Darwash. So we should have full infravision down that way.
Right.
Okay.
Before any light gives us away.
All right. Well, since I have a torch lit back there, I'm going to keep an eye behind us to make sure nothing is.
Yeah, and typically before I turn the corner, I'll wave out a hand beyond the corner so you know which way I went. I assume we both kind of do that, but I stick a little back from outlier and make that a matter of course.
Okay, looking into the room, your infravision shows that it is heavy with cobwebs and whatnot. There is a discarded skull lying just to the left of the doorway, just on the inside of the doorway, and I will show you, of course, the actual chamber you see now.
Okay.
Okay, so it is a dead end. Okay.
It is a dead end.
Well, there may be much in here. Stay sharp, dwarf.
I'll check it for stonework, see if there's anything new amongst the dead.
Okay. Outlier moves up. Of
Pretty much
course,
have to.
Turgo waves his hand to his friends. Outlier, you are unfortunately surprised when a giant spider pounces from the ceiling.
Well, that's a big nasty there.
Yeah, he's just a brown recluse I caught and sprayed hairspray on until it stopped moving. Very convenient. Giant spider mini.
Sweet. It's still alive.
Don't do this at home, kids. Don't do it at a friend's house either. Okay.
Do it in college.
Okay, so Outlier, your armor class is 0 or is it -1? I always forget.
It's -1 with my shield.
With
But
your
I'm
shield.
But I'm presuming. Well, it should be. Or is it 0 with my shield? No, it's 0 regularly and then -1 because I have a dex of +2.
It is 0 regularly. Okay. Well, let us see then.
And then it'd be -1 with my shield, yeah. Because my surprised AC would be 1.
Okay, so it does do the thing. Give me a saving throw versus poison, please.
Do I roll above a 4? Yes, I do. I roll a 6.
Okay. The giant spider drops down the ceiling. Ah, dwarf, I will eat well. And bites you, inflicting a festering 4 points of damage. Turgo, you hear the dry, the sound of a heavy stone as though it were thrown into dry sticks as the spider lands and its hideous voice rasping on your eardrums. You are about 10 feet away. Let's get declarations from the front of the party. Am I to assume that the dwarf is gonna give as good as he got?
I'm going to apply sword until the problem stops.
I understand. How about Turgo? He can just move into melee in this round if he wishes to.
Yeah, what about drop my pole, draw my weapons, and move into melee, however?
Yes, just releasing the pole and drawing your sword as your forward is fine.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'd like to do. Back him up.
Baron, what is Cork doing?
What do we hear?
You hear thump. Ah, dwarf, I will eat well tonight. Clatter, and then the sound of weapons being drawn.
Okay, drawing my weapon and running in.
Okay, and that is what Darwish will do also in this round. We will start then with we'll start with TK. Roll initiative, please.
Sure. And I just worked 6.
It is a tie. Spider lunges forward and tries to sink its fangs into you again. Stop struggling. Call your friends. I shall wrap you all in my webs. You will hang until you mellow and rot, and then I will feast on your juices.
I remember
Talk too
Charlotte's
much.
Web being a different story.
Yeah, this guy, this guy likes you. Maybe you guys should get a room or something.
You are not surprised, but it almost gets you a second time. You just bring your shield in the way, and you hear the thunk of its fangs as they thud on your shield. And I will move to Turgo's miniature up.
Thank you.
And for those of you playing along at home, the character in the black cloak with his sword raised up is is the paladin who just rushed into the room behind you guys. Counterattacks from our redoubtable party, please.
I hit AC 4.
Okay, you just hit him.
I rolled a 6.
Uh,
No, I mean, like, that's what I rolled, like, to hit. Actually, sorry, no, I rolled a 4 to hit. Sorry. Something like that. Anyway, 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 6 is 13 damage.
Okay, it didn't like that. There's yellow-green spider ichor dripping on the floor now. Turgo, do that thing.
This guy's medium size, correct?
He is large.
Okay.
Oh, wait, sorry, I rolled the wrong die then. Do we want to leave that standard? Do you want me to reroll DM?
Let's just leave that standing.
Okay.
Just make sure you attack large.
Yeah, I didn't ask.
Oh, it's okay.
All right. So the longsword hits AC 10, which is clearly a miss. The dagger hits AC 2.
Okay, it raises a clawed foot and shoves your sword out of the way, but in doing so, you draw a slash down it with your dagger and inflict your damage.
All right. I plunge it into the creature's foul heart.
We hope.
Ooh. No, I thought it was maximum damage for a moment there. It's not. That's 5 points of damage.
Okay, it jerks its injured leg off of you. All right, well, I know what it's going to do in the next round. Second verse, same as the first. Cork, you are actually able, you can move up and fight alongside the dwarf and the thief.
Alrighty, move me up there.
All right. Well, we are abstracting this, so let us assume that you have moved up there.
I presume I
You hear Darawesh directly behind you there, Targo, and he says, I stand ready, my lord.
I shall flank it.
Okay, let's roll initiative, and that will be your turn there, Doomsword. That's a D6, please.
4.
Once again, it attacks first with a 5.
It's a big miss for my dog.
And that is another clean miss on the dwarf.
Okay.
The spider does have poison, Billy. However, the one time it has hit so far, Sir Outlier made his saving throw versus poison successfully.
That is a miss for my dog, which I presume would have caught up at this point. And,
Yes.
But a total of 16 from me.
Wow, it is feeling the pain. It is now missing a couple of legs and has some of its eyes are destroyed. Yeah, it's kind of wavering a little bit. Why don't we let Cork get a swing in on it?
Nope. All right.
Come
That
on.
is a 19 total,
Nice.
That is a hit.
and it's a large, so that is plus 14.
Wow. Okay, so I definitely should have put more giant spiders in the room against you guys, perhaps one apiece, because your sword thrust obliterates its dim conscience forever, and you send it back to hell where all spiders belong. And it does that nasty thing where it just kind of curls up into a ball. And it is no more.
Darwish, I see no blood on your weapons. You better
lord.
hope I see it next time.
I just got here. You slew it as I entered the room.
Excuses, you know. Everybody's got one. Next time a bonus if you do well.
Okay. So the spider is no more, and who was it that had the magic sword? Was it I believe it was the thief, wasn't it?
Well, there's a few of us that have magic swords.
Yeah,
Yes.
Darwish has a +2 scimitar, is that correct? And
Yeah,
then
I
I've
think
got that +3/+6 frost brand, and then I've got a I've got a dagger +1/+3 versus larger than man size.
Also, there's only one tiny problem. That men at arms that Abner has, the one with our magic sword.
The one with the bean counter sword.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
and the
That's
magical armor.
Oh yeah. That actually belongs to.
Well, actually, no. Sorry, you're wearing the armor.
No, I'm
just-
just wearing plate.
You're not wearing the plus. Okay.
No, I've just got regular plate.
Damien asks, "Will Outlier consume the spider?" I don't know. You'd have to ask Super Chat if you want to see Outlier eat the spider.
Outlier would probably eat a lot of things, but probably not spider.
Let me tell this real quick because just real quick, right? I knew this guy. He lived in a trailer. I think he squatted on the property and stuff. And I came to his house one day, and he was like some kind of weird drunk or whatever. And and he told me he found black widows in his place, and he told me if I gave him $20 that he'd eat a black widow. Sure enough, he ate a black widow. Nothing was wrong with him.
I would disagree. I think everything was wrong with him.
Yeah.
But I mean, he didn't die or whatever. He just ate it, and he said he had like a little stomach ache or something, but it was all good.
Hey.
That's Podunk Town for you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So they are perfectly edible. It's just I'm not that desperate. Anything in the room as far as treasure goes?
There's a lot of webs and some discarded bones. The aforementioned skull. There's,
Cork, can you burn this detritus away?
Sure.
You're the one with the torch.
Got it.
All right. The
Right,
webs
name
go
it.
up a roil of disgusting black smoke. They take a good few minutes to burn, but eventually they do all burn away. There's charred bones now lying on the ground, some burned scraps of leather, melted metal.
Fire wouldn't get that hot.
Well, distorted, warped. I'm not talking about like war hammers and sword blades, bits of tin or brass.
Right.
Anyway.
Depends on melting point.
I feel a little melancholy while burning the webs because Abner used to love to cast a web. I just remember that.
I pour some wine out on the ground for my fallen comrade.
All right, so
Chuckling inside at my own sarcasm.
yeah. Look down, scatter the bones across the floor, have a look around.
Okay. Yeah, they clatter as they roll around, the skull, clunk, 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 that sort of thing.
Do we recognize it? Is it human? Is it goblinoid?
You think it's probably a goblin skull?
Or a very ugly kid?
Or a very ugly kid, or halfling. Hydroencephalic no skull.
Was that ugly kid or and just regular halfling, or ugly kid or ugly halfling?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
All right, so you ready to deal with those whites?
Let's go, man. Let's do it.
Those of you out in the hall, which I think, none of you are, because you all, in the room, you all hear a scurrying and snuffling sound.
From behind us.
But you are not surprised by it, I should point out.
All right, let's make our way to the front.
Yeah, clearly we'll at least spin around.
I must do
I
a
guess
John
Darwish
Belushi.
is in back, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Darwish, you have never failed me, except in the last encounter.
Just kind of moving miniatures around.
Hey, that guy broke the fourth wall.
I was fixing to say I'm outside of reality.
Click outside the map.
You have seen the
You're in
Matrix.
the astral plane. Yeah.
A wave of giant rats. At least two are.
How many? You broke up.
Hallway.
I thought you said 2,000. What did you say?
I think he said 2 dozen.
2 dozen. 2 dozen.
2 dozen giant rats. You
Okay.
think are running up the hallway from the south there.
Okay.
So they are about 30 feet away. What do you guys wish to do?
I would like to charge
Oil.
into the mass of them.
Okay.
Charge or oil, one of the two. Doesn't matter.
Cork, you're getting oil out. You said oil first. So
No, if he wants to charge, I'll charge. It's fine.
Okay. Turgo?
Yeah, I'll let them charge, and then I'll swing in, hopefully into the corridor behind them to catch any stragglers or whatever. I'll command Darwish to do the same.
All right. Let's roll initiative then. And Cork, roll initiative for us, please.
Alrighty. That is a big one.
That is a big one.
Doesn't charge go before initiative?
Oh, you were charging with a capital C. I'm sorry. Yes, please. Both of you executing your charges may do so before initiative.
Okay.
Can I get a full 5 attacks on these guys?
Of course.
I'm a fighter level 5, so I'm just saying, can I hit 5 of them?
Yes, you can you can absolutely do that. They are sub 1 hit die creatures.
Okay. For the sake of it, the lowest armor class I think I just rolled was a 5.
Okay.
Does that miss?
Let me see.
I actually have to double check my math now. 1 4 is 8 plus 3 is 11. Sorry, lowest armor class I hit was yeah, it was 5. My math was right. It's an edge case.
All right. So you hit armor class 5. Did you hit armor class 6?
No. Nothing worse than 5. Everything else was better than 5. Like by miles.
Okay. What did you roll to hit? Tell me your 2 hit rolls.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I'm a 5th level fighter. My 2 hit rolls were 5 plus 4 plus 3, so that's 11. 11 gone over, right? So that's AC 5. And then my other roll was a 9, and then I got like a 13 and a 17. So
Okay, so you connected with all 5 of your hits. You just rush in and sweep with your sword and hit them all. I think your minimum damage still is ample enough to kill them all. Please, Mr. Paladin, do your thing. Same number of attacks.
Same number of attacks.
Yes.
you
So
get 5?
5.
Awesome.
No. Well, no.
Well, 1 per level.
Equal to your level.
Okay.
We were both hoping.
Oh God, that's a nat 20. That's
what
a
happens,
miss.
Vorpal Rat.
And 1 hit, 2 misses.
Okay, roll your damage. I think you will probably kill it.
That is an 11.
That is ample enough to kill it. So there's 18 giant rats. Each of you are taking 9 attacks.
Woo!
I am armor class 1.
My
All right.
AC is 0, I think, for the first. Large shields protect against 4 attacks, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, so first 4, AC 0. Last 5, AC 1.
All right. Nope, that is the psionic attack table. They are not psionic rats. Yet. All right. Okay. So basically, I need a fistful of 20s here. And what is Cork's armor class?
You're muted.
1.
1. Okay. And Cork has a shield, correct?
Yes.
Large or small?
It was the +1 shield we got that I don't know if it's just a regular shield.
It's a buckler.
All right.
Okay.
You're going to be 1 against 4 and 2 against 5.
All right. I can hear your table shrieking in protest every time you do that.
Those rolls sound ominous.
Yeah, that's like a big heavy metal die or something.
It's actually not. It is one of the acrylic dice that has the liquid center and the metal flake snow in it. So
Nice.
it does have some heft to it. This is the bronze D20, which is just it's about the same size.
That sounds less dense.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll show him.
Yeah, right. It's like, why isn't this killing my play?
I had to be careful with the brass D20 because I didn't want to send it caroming into my glass mug that Tracy Lesh gave to me. I didn't want that to happen. Or
No way.
So, unfortunately, Cork, you actually take 3 hits there. They just
All right.
there's too many of them, and however, you are disease free, so
Yeah.
They'll just nip at your nose. It's fine.
yeah.
They're love bites.
That's right.
Oh, that means he likes you.
Just remember, Paladin, love bites. Vows
Yeah.
of celibacy matter.
Speaking of love bites, I'm disease free. I got to hit more brothels.
You're right. The cheap ones.
That's right.
Take a total of 5 points of damage.
All right.
In this round, Darwesh and Turgo arrive. There's enough space for Turgo to be in the front rank if he wishes to. There are 18 giant rats accosting your friends.
So
Darwesh will once again remain in the second rank, ready for support. So is Turgo instabulating?
Might I ask Darwesh to move forward?
If you want Darwesh in the front ranks, then he will be.
Darwesh, now's your chance.
So, funny story. I could see Cork doing this. My aunt got her finger bit through by a squirrel many years ago, and when she got bit by it, her first instinct was to still take the bite, but then slam the squirrel into a tree. And so I could just see each of those 5 rats just being like, chomp, dead, chomp, dead.
Just let them latch on and then start slamming your arm against the dungeon wall. As I pantomime that, realizing nobody can see me because I don't have the floor camera on. Okay.
I'm just saying it's a valid technique.
Oh, yeah.
No, I understand. All right. So let's see here. So Darwesh is up front. I'm going to move some miniatures around just to kind of give people a little better perspective. Hang on.
My dog can hang back. That's not a fair fight for him. Unless he can get in, but I don't think he can get in.
Yeah, Darwish needs to get up there and earn his money. I told him there was a bonus on the next fight. I'll stay back and look for anybody who makes it through the front rank and keep my eye out behind.
Yeah, Dallas, we want to talk to you about the bonus situation. Yeah, the bonus.
You're gonna watch the dead spider.
Darwish, your bonus is making it out alive.
All right. Let me see if I can get the camera to a slightly better angle, guys.
Hey, one of my attacks actually missed. Nope, 2 of my attacks missed.
Welcome to my world.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
That's about what I did last time.
Oh, that's nice.
What, me missing?
That looks good.
Oh, the camera.
Yeah, sorry. That looks good.
Oh, wait, could you zoom out a little bit?
I can try. Let me see here. The software controls for this camera are not great, but I will do my level best. Let me see.
Because I feel like whenever we shift it around like this, we always lose perspective.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
That's what it looks like for all the characters without infravision.
That's what it looks
Yeah.
like for me, yeah.
Poor Corwin.
Yeah.
Poor Cord.
One moment, folks. We are having technical difficulties. These things happen.
Do you think it'd be worth it to get Cork a Ring of Dark Vision?
If we could find one or procure one in some other way.
Yeah.
I mean, the ultimate goal certainly would be not to have any light whatsoever, right?
We wouldn't be quiet, but at least we wouldn't be carrying around a light source.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That light, they're seeing it from as far as they can possibly, see given line of sight.
Exactly. And even around corners, because it'll still shine.
Right.
Light and darkness like that makes a big difference.
Yeah. That's the thing I think a lot of people don't understand about exploring a dungeon, is that you've got to walk around with a torch, but most of these monsters, they don't give a damn about that.
You can be as quiet as you want. I impose the rule in my games where these torches aren't modern paraffin torches like they are in D&D. They're
Right.
I do tar torches, and you can't bring a tar torch into a dungeon. You will literally suffocate.
Okay.
Right.
Fortunately,
Like Rambo style.
I can do for the lighting. One of my lights has decided to give up the ghost. So
Looks good.
Oops.
All right.
We'll leave it.
Okay, so 18 giant rats. How many hits? You guys?
Are we doing again? Hang on.
3 from me.
That's a hit. That maybe not.
Can my dog get in,
That's a
DM?
hit.
No, it's too crowded up there.
That's what I thought. How about Darwish? Does he get 2 attacks yet?
Darwish gets his hit dice on sub 1 creatures anyway, so he will actually. I think he gets 3.
Darwish is the man. He better prove it.
I hit twice, once for 9, once for 10.
You
Nice.
obliterate 4, so that's 5. That becomes 18, 13. Darwish strikes 1 and kills it. So that was 18, 13, 12. There's 12 giant rats left. You guys are going to continue to battle.
On the 12th day of rat, miss my true love gave to me.
All right. So TK, roll initiative, please.
That's a 5.
That is a 2. The party will go first. I will roll Darwish's attacks, unless you want to their Doom Sword.
Whatever you prefer. I mean, I'm happy to, or whatever.
Say
That
it with
is
me,
not a
kids.
hit.
5 dead rats. There were 5.
Darwish destroys a couple himself.
I hit once for 5.
Okay.
I feel like a dwarf attacking rats is just like I hold the sword down at a 45-degree angle and I just start sweeping like it's a broom.
Yeah, I mean, so that was 5 for Cork,
Yeah.
3 for Darwish, and how many for TK?
5.
Good lord.
Good job, Bill. What did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do?
It sounded like you just dropped something on your boom mic.
No,
Nah, I believe that was me. Apologies.
Dear God, what did you do?
I dropped a bunch of stuff on my desk. I was trying to respond to YouTube chat.
Record that and send that to me for a special effects clip,
That
please.
was
That
an
was
angry
awesome.
response.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The dude was talking about Ralph Arthur being around, and I was gonna point him to Iron Wind Metals, but somebody already did that.
I would love some decree spielers.
Hey, there we go.
All right. So that's all the rats dead, I think. Well,
Yes, it's 13 dead rats.
yep.
Nice.
Okay. So we kind of come to that elevating moment where I was talking about earlier. You have passage that extends beyond what you can normally see there on the tabletop map. It continues south at an angle to the southeast, but you also have more hallway down there. You have a hallway to the left, and I believe a hallway to the right.
Cork,
Go.
how comfortable are you with turning lights?
I probably can't do it, but I'm okay with fighting them.
Okay.
Come what may.
What does it look like to the left?
Well, yeah, like that's where the lights were, right? So that's why I want to go there.
Well, we're in a completely unexplored area. This is by far the farthest we've been to what would be on the map, the south. So way up north is where we were last time, and there was a passageway leading off in one direction,
Well, we
this
went through-
direction, and then there was a doorway past the troll that I don't know if we made it through. Mostly, the entire time we've been on the second level, we've explored to what would be the north, if this map is orientated correctly. We've never been down here, so every step we take is a completely new area.
Yeah, to our right was just where that spider was. To the left was where we'd explored some before, right? And so
I don't have anything on the map for the left.
Okay, okay, that's what I
But if we turn around,
Oh, I
we've
see.
got a bunch of map up that way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And at least one passage to what would be the east, and at least one doorway to what would be the north, past the troll there.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's go. Let's go across from where the dead spider is, and look in there.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's over there exactly.
Already?
Tis a door.
Always love to see a door. Well, shall I?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Yep. Do your thing.
All right, I'll stash my weapons and pick my pole up off the ground and do the standard door procedure. Walk up to within a few feet of it. Hopefully I don't die. And then I'll tap on the floor before moving up to the door and listening at it.
Okay.
That 1 in 4 chance of activating that pit trap, man.
Yeah, I'm used to getting screwed up.
You do not hear anything.
Okay. Seems silent beyond. Master Dwarf.
Traps? Did you look this time?
No, I didn't search for them. You'll have to wait 5-10 minutes. Are you good with that?
Well, nothing's come so far, so why not?
All right. Yeah, I'll spend some time searching for traps. Along the edges of the door, feeling the door, that sort of thing, looking at locking mechanism, whatever.
Become the door.
Yeah.
You thoroughly feel around the door, and you don't find anything.
Okay.
It seems clear.
Takes me 2 tries, but I open the door.
Okay.
I rolled a 6 for one. And we found a broom closet.
Danger, vacuum.
Hey, it's that Roomba that saves the day, man. Thank you, Hocus Pocus 2. That was the best payoff. Genuinely. Say what you want about that movie. That was great payoff.
I agree.
Okay.
This looks very similar to a passageway we saw in the past. I happen to know I still have the wound from the piercer in my right shoulder.
Cool. You go first.
Don't I always go first?
That is your job.
We took
Sure.
our Jared. All right, so you're walking down the hall, correct, Doomsword?
Yes, correct. I ask everybody, move back a bit, please. And give me some room from the light. And then, I'll proceed cautiously through the doorway and make that turn to the left. Yeah, I suppose tapping the floor as I go along.
Make
Okay.
the paladin go stand in the corner with his torch.
Torch of shame.
Yeah. Get you a little hat that says "I am the light bearer."
All right.
Torch of shame.
In this group, yeah.
So Turgo,
Oh boy.
in this oblong room that you're in, it's not on camera. Let me move that back around.
I was about to ask, still see.
Much appreciated. I want to. Oh, yeah, nice. You find the Tomb of Horrors.
The Tomb of Horrors? Okay.
I've memorized.
Whisked away.
Yeah.
Different. Okay. In this chamber, in the far end of it, there is a dust-covered marble plinth. Sitting on top of the plinth is a large, expensive-looking obsidian vase. Like perhaps
Well,
a display with someone's ashes.
Those are
okay,
heavy
sure.
duty.
I'm greedy, but I'm not stupid. I'm going to slowly back off to the rest of
Audience,
the
what
group.
do you think?
Hey, Court.
Yo,
Can you do me a favor?
sure.
Can I borrow your eyes?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like,
Does
literally?
yeah. Does that earn Radiate Evil?
Sure.
I can definitely check it.
Okay. So Cork, you're moving up.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll take a position in that corner wall there, like that alcove just around the corner. Move over to the right or whatever it is about it. Yeah, exactly. And I want to peer around the corner and watch while he's doing that. Please,
I'm just
thank
gonna
you.
go right up there and stare at it and detect that evil.
I'll go with him. Is it evil?
Cork, you detect evil not.
No.
It is not evil.
Okay. Doesn't mean it's not trapped.
Yeah, it's valid. Does it have a lid?
No, it does not.
Okay. Cork, you're taller than I am. Do you see anything in it?
Okay.
You are. I'm sorry. Like,
That's funny.
That's
fine.
nice.
I'll look down in there.
You can
All
bring
right,
it down to my height. I'll look in it, but like,
Oh my god, I'm just gonna grab it and dump it. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
Is that what?
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab it and dump it.
just let me see it.
Well, Cork, you're surprised because when you lay hands on it, it depolymorphs from vase into black pudding.
Oh crud!
Oh.
Oh,
Tasty.
Bill Cosby was wrong. It's not always time for pudding.
That yeah.
You see, when you go in the dungeon,
Black pudding can black pudding can assume the form of a object like that?
remember, this is Castle Greyhawk. That may have been put there a long time ago with a curse on it.
It dried.
Zagging the Mad.
Dehydrated black pudding.
You know, I feel like Rick Moranis in Spaceballs. This is literally a classic trap described in the Dungeon Master's Guide. An expensive-looking obsidian vase that is, in fact, a polymorphed black pudding if it's touched by the characters. And I feel like
I've never read that.
Character. Okay, let's be clear, because I didn't touch that junk.
oh man, I can't believe you fell for that.
I didn't tell him to touch it. I told him to look at it.
Oh, I got in a little impatient. It's fine.
You know,
He says,
It's
anymore.
you know the paladin has ADHD or whatever.
All right, what do I got to roll?
Okay,
We all do.
let me see here. So the thing, do you pick it up and it just, blah, it kind of assumes its gooey, natural, horrible, elastic form. Tekali, when you, let's see. It's a beholder pudding.
Oh gosh.
Alas, poor Cork. We knew you well.
Pink slime are my favorites, by the way.
What, like McDonald's?
No, pink slime. Their only job is their slime makes things taste and smell good to the point where like it's a pheromone response. So the pink slime doesn't kill you; it doesn't even do any damage. But that troll or that owlbear, that's the thing that goes and kills you, and it will chase you for miles to lick that pink slime off.
Oh god.
You have some fun with it. Just say that's all. It like they don't want to bite you and eat. They just want to lick the pink slime off of you.
Hey, you ever what a big cat's tongue would do to your skin? The lion just when it gives you kisses.
Like as soon as you pick it up and it starts to like go to its protoplasmic form, you drop it and leap back, and now there is a black pudding, just festering and chuckling on the floor, starting to ooze up towards you. It was not a terrible surprise roll, so in the next round, you're up there. Of course, Outlier's there also. This thing is like, in its dim little monocellular intellect, thinking if I pull this off, I'll eat like a king. What are you guys going to do?
Oh gosh, I'm going to throw some oil on it.
I'm going to hold my left arm across. Darwish, keep away. Back off. You did well last battle. I intend for us to survive.
Point out. Darwish is not trying to shove past you.
All right, perfect. He's a smart Darwish.
Can I ask a question to the DM here?
Uh-huh.
Would I know whether or not black puddings would have an effect on my magical sword?
You know that black puddings dissolve metal.
Including magical metal or no?
Black puddings dissolve metal.
Okay.
Great. Somebody sneezes and you want to keep it.
Not me. All right, I'm gonna back up and prep oil.
All right, so Cork, you're digging in your pack for oil.
I have this
Out-
stuff here ready.
You're moving back. Let's go ahead and roll initiative then. I think we should probably let Cork roll initiative since this is kind of a big thing.
All right.
Sure is.
See if I can do another one.
And then you'll do better.
Actually, a 6. I did the opposite.
Okay, so you get your oil out, and you can pour it on it in the next round because you spent this round digging it out. You just move the hell away from it. How far did you go back before getting your oil out?
No, I only backstepped like 10 feet. I'm literally just trying to give the paladin room to back up. Like if he wants to file back, I don't want to be stopping him.
No, that's fine, but that's a full combat move, so you're out of range of its attack. So I don't have to meeny miny mo.
Exactly. Sorry, paladin.
Amy?
Oh, that's okay.
I'll heal you after this. I considered healing you before this.
Considered.
I mean, he didn't. He's a paladin. He can heal himself.
I can for a little bit, yeah.
Wow. So it actually misses when it lashes out a pseudopod to attach onto you. So, yeah. New round. You're going to pour the oil on it, correct, Paladin?
Absolutely.
Outlier is going to light his and throw it. What about Turgo?
Yeah, there's not much I can do here. I'm going to back Darwish out of the door if I can and stand at the entryway.
Can
At
you
all. There's no backing Darwish out. Darwish is backing up.
Can you
right.
Can you hit with an arrow or?
Yeah, I mean, I thought about drawing my bow and
More
attacking
oil?
it that way.
More oil?
I don't want to burn nobody up, and that's probably what will happen.
Coward.
Yeah, I'll just stand in the doorway.
Okay. Yeah, this thing, by the way, in case you're curious, and I know you're just dying to know, it is about 7 feet in diameter.
Ooh, that's big.
It's a big one.
That's
Hey,
a big
Cork.
pudding.
Can I give you the nat 20 I just rolled? Like here?
All right, let's roll initiative. So we'll go over to Outlier. Roll initiative, please.
2.
Okay, it's Watts at Cork again. That will hit.
Okay.
Oof.
Cork, you're wearing magical armor, though, correct?
No, I'm just wearing plate.
Okay.
Didn't we roll ranged attacks against this thing?
No, it
I didn't use the bow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right, I'm just looking at what it's going to do to your armor.
Turn it to goop.
Probably, yes.
Very
And me,
much.
maybe.
Yeah.
That was a fairly weak sauce roll. You are burned and seared by its digestive juices for 13 points of damage.
Holy crap.
Weak
That
sauce.
hurt, man. That hurt.
Yeah, your chest is weak sauce.
Yeah, I got 4 points left. That hurt.
Yeah.
At the
Oof.
end of the round, your plate mail will be completely destroyed.
Well, I'll buy some more if I live through this.
Okay. It's exfoliating, okay? It's exfoliating. You're going to want to find a gelatinous cube to leap into so it will moisturize.
What's really sick is I know what those kind of burns look like.
Missile fire. We will go with arrows since that is a drawn, knocked arrow. Roll it.
There are none.
Oh, I thought...
Yeah. No, I didn't shoot him. I observed.
My mistake. Thrown oil.
So it's 2d6 from mine, and then how much from the other? Another 2d6?
It will add burn time, but you need to throw it first.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's +2 for a 5th level fighter is yuck. AC 6.
That hits it. There is a small chance that you may have just lit Cork on fire, though.
Sorry, Cork.
You did not. It's your Molotov lands on it. Roll your 2d6 damage.
7.
7. Okay, so it will burn with an additional 1d6, but in the next round it takes a d6, and in the round after it takes a d6. So yeah, it is hissing and bubbling and scorching and searing, and that sound that bacon fat makes. It's making that.
Like a baked Alaska.
Yeah. Cork, what are you doing?
I'm well. It's already on fire, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna strategically withdraw.
Okay. So you're moving in the 10-foot range. You're not bolting back out of this area, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So you're essentially a fighting withdrawal. You're moving.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I know you've moved back further, but that's as far as I'm going to move your miniature at the moment, okay?
Okay.
Okay. It's going to be on fire for another D6, so you did 7. So in the new round, you can feel like the buckles and stuff, just like your metal of your armor is just hissing, and you just kind of got to shuck it. It's like that scene in Aliens when Michael is quickly taking off his acid spat on armor.
Yeah.
Other than your shield, you will be armor class 9. So just with a shield, you're
8.
Or no, I'm sorry. You'll be armor class 10 with no armor, and with your shield, you'll be armor class 9.
Okay.
Okay. Nosferatu suggests just 10-foot pole vault past it. You want to throw super in for that suggestion, Nosferatu. Okay. New round. What are you guys doing? The thing is on fire and crisping.
Pulling back, pulling more oil.
Okay.
Just shift back.
Yeah, and I'm getting back toward the north with Darwish behind me to make sure Cork and Outlier have room to maneuver and do whatever they do.
Okay. What about Cork?
I am getting as far away as I can. I have no protection.
Mm-hmm.
You see the adventurers account of the pudding, and it's like, thing over here with the thing, and they say, my babies. You see me, my babies. All right. That's bad pudding right there. All right, let's roll initiative. You've been you haven't been having nearly enough fun in this fight there, Doomsword. Roll initiative for the party, please.
Here we go. You want to see the die that determines your fate?
Yeah.
1.
It's all Turgo's fault.
Biggest number that you'll ever do. All right. Despite being on fire, this thing is shedding its burning chunks because it is directly on fire. It scooches up the hall. Basically, it spends its time scooching up the hall towards where you guys are currently at, which, as we had said, is inside that melee range. But now there's 2 of you there, and who does it sense? It lashes a pseudopod out. That's Outlier.
Outlier, your armor class is -1 with shield, correct?
Is 0 with shield.
Is 0 with shield. Is 0 with shield. For some reason, I'm thinking he's -1, but he's 0.
That was when I had the magic shield.
Okay. Well, and that's something I didn't think of. It would have hit your shield first, Baron. So it's your shield that's being destroyed. Your armor is okay, but you still took damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Much
Outlier,
lower
okay.
place.
Okay. Yeah, shield.
Your
Yeah.
shield is, Outlier, your shield is struck. Is magic shield?
No.
Okay.
It's just large.
Is fizzing and dissolving, and you are taking 14 damage.
It's not bad.
It's like that Stephen King Creepshow movie, The Raft. It hurts! Ah!
Yeah, that was cool.
I can get another one of those to be fine.
Okay, so the black pudding has oozed forward. Roll a d6 damage for it, please. It has taken 7.
3.
All right. So, bits of it are blistering and popping and burning, and it will take an additional d6 in the next round, and then the fire will gut her out. You guys were just running like hell at this point, correct?
I'm backing up and prepping oil.
Okay. What about Cork?
Yeah, I'm digging out some more oil.
All right, so
We're all backing up, prepping oil.
Yeah.
okay, let's roll initiative. And TK, why don't you go ahead and roll initiative for the party?
Sure. So that was our action for that turn, right?
Yes, that was digging out a 6. Okay, you guys will likely go first. Yes. So, you're gonna throw your oils on it.
Yes.
It continues to scooch forward.
Okay. That it definitely hits for another 7.
Okay. So how about Cork?
Alrighty.
Oh.
That is a nat 20.
Yeah, you're just right in center mass.
And it's a D6 or 2D6?
It is 2d6 because it's a new, like the last damage it would take would have been from a previous torch. So
The
5 and
continued
5,
burn
10.
10.
6, 16, 10, 26. Okay. Yeah, it's lost little more than half of its mass. The stink here is noisome, but it is not backing off. And that's correct, Brodo. The raft had the ability of hypnotic pattern.
The continued burn damage is 2.
Okay.
It still would have taken burn at the beginning of the turn, right?
That is correct. And 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to the paladin, and 5 through 8. It is going to the dwarf.
Get out of range.
I'm sorry.
I was talking to the paladin.
Oh.
Oh.
And that is the dwarf again.
Okay, hit AC 1.
Oh yes, a 17 from this thing. And you take 10 more points of acid and biting and tearing damage as it smacks you with a pseudopod, and just you can feel your the metal of your armor corroding and rotting basically under this thing's blows. Okay, in the next round, it's going to take more damage. What are you guys doing?
Full disengage.
All right, full disengage and flee.
I'm not giving it an attack of opportunity.
Okay. All right, so withdraw. You're withdrawing. Then let's roll initiative. Cork, roll initiative, please. Well, Baron, roll. You know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
4.
Party goes first. You guys move back. It takes another 2d6 damage. Roll that, please.
6.
And Cork,
Another 2d6 or 1d6?
1.
1d6.
1.
Well, okay. It pops and blisters, and something in the midst of it. It stinks like rotting meat when it bursts. You see this complex array of tubes and channels and chambers that it's both fascinating and disgusting as it bursts and it settles into the floor looking like an overcooked fried egg as it lies there festering. You have destroyed the black pudding.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a close one.
Now,
Is
for
there
this
it's
home
oh
the
go ahead.
has 10 hit dice.
Wow.
Is there any stepping through that mess? Or is it just like splattered all over the place to where it looks like it's still corrosive and whatnot?
It is splattered all over the place, but it is not corrosive any longer.
All right, so it looks basically inert or whatever.
Yes.
Cool.
Court.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend the next 2 turns casting 2 Cure Light Wounds on you, and then I'm going to cast 2 on me. Sound good?
Okay.
I'll take Darwish forward with me, and we'll examine the stand.
You get DM. Can I cast those 4 spells?
Court gets 10 back, and you get
Oh, you want to roll? Cool.
you get 13 back.
Okay.
Sometimes it's nice to let the DM roll. Darawesh and Turgo, the plinth is just a piece of now very scoured white marble, scoured and pitted.
Right. It looks to be in pretty good shape, being that it's marble and whatnot.
Yes, there is an engraving, a very faint engraving on the top where the jar was sitting.
Can I read that?
Yes, it is. It is there in common, and it says Zakiko Dungeon Props.
It says, "Hey, stupid, I'm a black pudding."
While Outlier's casting those spells, I'll go ahead and first try to check the thing for traps, and then just basically search for secret compartments and that kind of thing.
Okay, you do not find any traps, and when you are searching it for secret compartments, you are polymorphed into a black pudding and then into an obsidian vase. No, I'm just kidding.
I hope so.
That's down on like the 5th level of the dungeon. Those kind of
Yeah, that's cool. I'm expecting such.
Yeah, no, you don't find any hidden safes or anything like that.
And this was just a tomb intended
It's almost
to
mine.
entomb us all by the Dark Mage.
Dark Mage. This could have just as easily been a box with a giant boxing glove in it, loaded on a spring. Boing.
Could have been, but not likely. And who said that anyway?
So there ain't nothing here. What do we want to do, gents? Go back the other way?
Well, we're going to have to deal with your armor and shields, are we not?
Yeah.
Is your armor toast?
Yeah. This actually, that cost us more money than you would think. It cost us far more money than it was worth.
I
suppose we better beat a retreat then, eh?
Yeah, I think that's the wisest thing to do. Note to self, leave vases alone.
All right, what do?
I guess we'll get out of here.
Yeah, we need to get out of here.
All right.
Break out Abner's motivational poster, start fight.
Start, fight, end fight. Leaf pudding alone.
All right. Well, as you are entering the elevator,
Mm-hmm.
you're all walking wearily on. You can kind of feel your skin. It stings. Everything stings. You hear something following behind you.
Oh, crap.
And that's where we're going to pause this week, boys and girls. I hope you all enjoyed tonight's run through Castle Greyhawk. I certainly did.
Enjoy is a strong word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it was good fun, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was, actually.
There is an upside. I have
Nobody
armor.
died.
Well, yeah. I have armor back at Greyhawk that's ready to be enchanted, so if we can hang out, I might be able to get enchanted armor.
That's fine.
Works for me.
Well, what did you think, audience? I hope everyone out there. We had a good crowd tonight. There were almost 50 of you guys at peak.
Nice.
Yes, there's a cliffhanger, Dosferatu, which, by the way, I love that username, Dosferatu. That is like she throws in a little tech joke, a little tech geek. Miss Bella Games enjoyed it. Thank you. I'm glad. Jolly Gaming. Laura Mama says, I can only assume that means roll on. Green slime, yellow mold, black ooze, black pudding, they all fall off the tongue in the lovely phonetic envelopes. Yes, they do. Don't forget ochre jelly, brown mold.
He just named something after every crayon that existed.
Yeah. Red slime.
Well, one of
Brick
Gary's,
red jello.
Gary's pastimes was exploring abandoned buildings. He was in Urbex before Urbex was a thing back in the 40s and 50s when he was a kid and supposed to be in school. And of course, you'd see mold on the walls, slime molds and that sort of thing. So that stuck with him. Sailor May, thank you very much, Sailor May. 4K Mini Master, love that handle, by the way. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad the players enjoyed it.
Perksianish.
I saw that.
I love being stripped naked in a dungeon, it's just the best thing.
At least you didn't die.
I
Good
love when
showing,
the dungeon
gents.
denizens just run up and rip off my clothes,
I bet you do.
Wait till you get on level 9 and you'll be like, no, I'm staying behind, guys. I'm staying behind.
I don't care if she'll take my soul, it's fine. I don't need it.
I didn't. You know what? I had more fun at level 7 than I am at level 9. Let me go kiss her. Anyway, I need to stop before I get demonetized. So next week, for those of you who don't know, this wasn't just a one-off. No. I subject them to this every week. So next week, we will be back to find out what followed them to the elevator and can they do anything about it. Tomorrow night, guess what? More live Let's Play. Kyle Schuant will be in the house, game mastering, and you're part of that, aren't you, TK?
Yes, I was. Are we starting back up?
That is my understanding. That is what I have from my Antipodean co-host, that we will be back tomorrow for some Let's Play Classic Traveler as we wrap up our concerns there. And he's talked about transitioning us to the role-playing war games he has written called Conflict, but we'll see how that goes.
Did you call him the Antediluvian co-host?
Antipodean.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
I won't be there tomorrow. I can be there next week. I have clients for the last week.
I understand. Real life does come first. Thank you very much, Todd. We here in the chat had a lot of fun. So I guess we're going to go ahead and call it there then, everyone. I hope everybody had a lovely evening. It was lovely to have everyone here. Please, if you just stopped by and you haven't already, give us a like, a subscribe, and click the bell icon for notifications. I'll be back tomorrow during the day, perhaps with a video or two. Definitely going to try and get that Tales of Tabletop Triumph in for you guys. And once again, I love you all. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you. Peace.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.